Pardo of SN Battle Reports. And if you guys have not heard of him or his YouTube channel, check him out. He makes 40K bat reps. Uh,
It's
and not only that, I see you on Instagram. I follow you on Instagram, so I see the stuff that you post all the time. You're posting bat reps, and you show off the models that are showcased in these bat reps all the time. So super cool, super sweet. Uh, Question first and
yeah.
foremost, uh, how long have you been making battle reports?
So I think we hit 6 years in a couple of months. So it's been a lot of years actually. But the problem is that we started with classic style. So
Hmm.
we've been hidden away a bit from like YouTube and all those social media. So I think we've been doing them for 6 years now.
Okay. And where are you guys based out of?
We're in Gibraltar, so a small country just on the end of Spain. So we're British, or it's a British colony,
Yep.
but we're actually in Spain. So yeah, it's a massive rock. You've probably heard of like the Rock of Gibraltar,
Rock of Gibraltar. Yep.
and that's where we're based. So Europe, basically.
Okay. So does that mean you speak multiple languages?
Sí, sí, hablo en español también,
Hmm.
and English, of course. And then there's a bit of like Italian, French as well, and a bit of a mix actually, but the main language is English.
Okay. All right. Uh, Very cool. Now, for those who are just jumping on right now, I want to point out I didn't just a little experiment I wanted to see. I didn't post that we're going to be doing a giveaway, but we are indeed going to be doing a giveaway today, and it's
Yes.
going to in the theme of the new armies that are coming out. Um, would you like to go first and let people know what you'll be giving away?
So I'll be giving away two intercessor squads. Really cool. Everybody likes intercessors, especially if you're playing Space Marines. It's like the core of the army. It's actually got the keyword now, so it's actually the core of the army. So two
I,
units of intercessors.
I saw what you did there. It's very clever. I'll be giving away a Silent King
Awesome.
as well. So we're going to be doing that. That'll be later on in the stream. There's no special way to enter to win these guys. We're literally just going to. Uh, I'll be scrolling with the mouse wheel for comments left, and if it lands on you, if the Eye of Terror lands on you, then you will be the one that to win the prizes when that comes up later on in the stream. Okay, so what armies do you play?
Well, I basically play everything due to the battle reports. I try and play as much as I can, but I mostly play Imperium army, so I mostly play Space Marines. I would say that's the army I enjoy the most, and I actually play the most as well. So I would say Space Marines.
Space Marines. Okay, and so all chapters of Space Marines.
Yeah, mostly my two main armies are Crimson Fists and Raptors. So it's a Raven Guard successor chapter. For those of you who don't know, Badab War. It's one of the successor chapters from there.
Okay, and so you okay? That's interesting. So you said you play every army, but you mostly play Space Marines, and out of Space Marines you play those two. So
Yeah,
if I were to say orcs, you can play orcs,
yeah, I
but
can
those are
play
still your
orcs.
main. And what about chaos?
But
You can play chaos.
well, yeah, so it's pretty funny because on our like our social media and on our bat reps, there's a couple of in the team that love chaos, and
Mhm.
I've always been like the Imperium player and all that. But in the last couple of months, I've been playing a lot of chaos, and I'm liking it a lot. So there's a lot of banter between ourselves and obviously the viewers of me liking chaos and playing chaos a lot. And actually, I played Space Marines a couple of days ago against Winter's SEO.
Yep.
And instead of mentioning the Emperor, I started going on about gods, and there was a lot of like banter of that as well. So yeah, I play Chaos, and I'm actually enjoying it as well.
Oh, well, I can certainly understand that feeling. Um, and so in particular, what chaos faction do you play?
So the studio's got a specific I would say Renegade Legion, which we painted up to actually use as anything we want.
Yep.
They're actually called the Children of the Neverborn. So we've got a really cool narrative building up for them, and basically we play them a lot. But I think the chapter, the Legion I like the most playing is Iron Warriors. I like the background of them as well, and obviously I think that what Psychic Awakening brought for them, I think it's very good for them.
So, so you like the ability to have a stronger Lord Discordant?
More or less, yeah.
Yes, I see. Yeah. Do you put what was it called? I think it's like Iron
The
Within.
the reroll wounds one. No.
I think I was thinking of the higher toughness one, higher wound, higher
Ah,
toughness.
okay. Yeah. +1 to you get the demon keyword and you get +1 strength, +1 toughness, +1 attack, don't you?
Right. You're already a demon though, so that's kind of like whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't matter. But the +1 strength, +1 toughness is pretty cool.
That's a big deal on him, especially yeah, and then there's I mean, what's the? Is there not a stratagem that is just like heal D3 wounds? Is there not that
Yes.
specific? Yeah. And so,
For vehicles, yeah, you can't put it on like the Vitans and stuff because it's actually specific says you can't in an FAQ. But for him, it's perfect. I think it's straight flat 3 wounds healed on him.
oh,
So
it's flat 3. Okay. All right.
flat 3, yeah,
So it's even better.
yeah, it's
Man.
even better.
So
I like to castle up with like a lot of havocs and use the water trait where you re-roll wounds. So I've got a demon prince in the middle, just re-rolling to hits of ones and re-rolling ones to wounds as well.
Oh, nice.
So I like them.
Do you do multiple demon princes?
No, just one. He's like this. He's just like the buffing guy, really.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. Yeah, I've had a chance to play Iron Warriors a number of times recently, and so it's been fun. I fielded Lord Discordant a couple times, so that's why it's semi fresh in my brain. And yeah, like I mean, what is their other thing? There's like they ignore cover rules. You're shooting at stuff.
Yeah, which is very important in this edition. You know, there's a lot of like terrain on the table in this edition, so it's actually pretty decent now, where you can ignore cover. And there's also a couple of good strats. There's like a strat which makes you reroll the damage on your weapon. So I use a lot of like las cannons with havoc, so I'm rerolling the damage on those las cannons. There's another one which makes you reroll the wound. So I use a lot of auto cannons as well. So if I'm firing at high toughness, I'm normally re-rolling those wounds. So yeah, there's a couple of nice stratagems and good relics, good water traits. I like it.
So for your channel, you produce battle reports. Are they? Do you focus on competitive games, narrative games, casual games? What do you do mostly?
We like to do a bit of everything. Like every game we play, even though there's a bit of narrative, we like to play a bit of. We like every army to have a bit of a punch. I think it's something that people like to see, even though it's not like super competitive. We always like to have like this aura or builds or units that are really key in this edition, because I think people want to see that even if they don't play competitively, they want to see things that can have a punch. So we like to mix it about. So I would say an in between of competitive, narrative, and just day-to-day gaming players.
Okay, so competitive and narrative, so a little bit of both. So with the competitive play, what would you say is the top armies? Just a handful. What are the top armies right now currently?
Right now, it's I think it's still Space Marines. Like where we were expecting enough, and I think there's been enough. But the codex itself is really well written, and when you couple it in with like Ultramarines and Guilliman, which still rerolls everything. Some units have got better shots. Stratagems are still good. So I think Space Marines are still up there. I think there's a couple of decent Death Guard lists. I think 9th edition is all about going onto objectives and surviving.
Yep.
So Custodies are really good. Death Guard do that really good. And the Black Horse at the moment, I think, is Harlequins. I think Harlequins is a very good army at the moment.
Harlequins. Okay, so Space Marines and then Harlequins,
Death Guard and Custodies. I'll say those four.
Yeah, those four. Now, for Space Marines, I mean, that encompasses a lot. So out of the Space Marines, what would you say are the stronger chapters?
Definitely after playing an event this weekend. So we played an event this weekend. I would say Ultramarines are definitely good. And then the best one at the moment is Salamanders.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's between White Scars and Ultramarines, definitely. Those three are top three.
Those three. So for the White Scars I get with their speed and their combat. The Salamanders I get also with their buffs to not being killed and their Meltas and Flamers. So with the Ultramarines, help me understand the Ultramarines and what makes them stronger now.
So the Space Marines at the lost a lot of like. Basically, it was autopilot before when you used to play Ultramarines. Everything used to hit, everything used to wound because it used to castle up and so many auras. And they've taken that a bit off.
Mm-hmm.
And at the moment, like a lot of the Forge World stuff, which are still good, like Leviathans and Relic Contemptors, those can't reroll anymore because they don't have the core keyword. But with Gilliman, he's like a chapter master, so he's still rerolling everything within 6 inches, which is a core. And he still has the reroll ones within 12 inches for Imperium, meaning all the Forge World stuff still have the Imperium keyword. So it means that all those Leviathans, which are normally hitting on 2s, and all those Contemptor Dreadnoughts, which are still hitting on 2s, are still rerolling. So I think like Gilliman for Ultramarines is an auto take, and everybody lost the fall back and shoots, especially those fly units, which was a big hit for a lot of people. But Ultramarines can still do that as well. So that's why I think they're so good at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. It's actually been a while since I've fought against Ultramarines, and I haven't fought against them since the new updates, right? So it's not fresh in my brain.
Yeah.
I did fight against Salamanders yesterday, to be exact, and they are ridiculously strong.
Crazy.
Yeah, like
strong. Like, yeah, especially with the new Eradicators, which they shoot twice, so he's re-rolling the wounds every time he shoots. So he shoots once, re-rolls the wounds, then the second time he shoots, he re-rolls as well. Yeah, they are very strong. And the stratagems as well, there's like +1 to wound on any unit you fire at. When you're comparing that to like the Imperial Fist strat, which is double the CP and it's only against tanks, you can see how much better they are compared to other chapters.
Yeah, and the so there was another one. The +1 to their armor save is also a thing, and they're negating of -1. They're negating of just the -1 AP. Like that's a big deal too. Like that's a massive deal actually.
Yeah.
So
they are really good. Melters, multi-melters and melters being so much better now with the 2 shots, the 2 damage if you're half range, so it's a minimum of 3 all the time.
Right.
It's like when you couple it with how good melters are with salamanders, they hit very hard.
Yeah. So for sure. Do you think any of that is going to be nerfed?
I think Eradicators are too cheap. I don't know if you've used them much, but
I've used them a little bit with my Blood Angels.
Okay, so they're still good anyway.
Right.
Like they're still good anyway with any Space Marine faction. But yeah, I think Eradicators are a bit too cheap at the moment. I don't know if it's a bit of a Games Workshop stunt where they just want to sell the models and then coming Christmas then put the points up. Because when you compare it to an aggressor, aggressors just, I don't think, are competitive at the moment compared to Eradicator, which are more or less the same points and are just much better.
Right. Yeah, I mean, as you said, right, like they're still good even without strats and without army rules. Just the double meltas, and the meltas are better now. Anyway, actually, were those meltas changed? The Eradicator meltas?
Sorry?
Like the special meltas that the Eradicators have. Did those stay the same?
No, they've stayed the same. But when the new box comes out, you can actually have the heavy ones, which are, I think, a minimum of 3 damage or something.
Okay.
So
Far
I think
superior.
we'll see a lot. Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of like Imperial Fists and Crimson Fists have them. So they get the +1 damage on the Devastator Doctrine. So when they shoot into 1, they'll have a minimum of 6 damage, I believe, with the heavy ones. So which is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nuts. The game was awesome though because it was, in spite of their strength, we went back and forth a bit. I actually brought my Blood Angels, and so it was interesting going back and forth. I guess the Salamanders a bit, and I didn't bring a strong list necessarily, like because it's all relative to itself, right? Where it's Marine on Marine. So I brought new units. I brought the ATVs and turrets with the Assault Intercessors and a Repulsor, Impulsor. I brought some Intercessor Death Company, Mephiston. Like the list wasn't. It's not by any means a tournament list whatsoever. And it's not
Okay.
even really a strong list. It's just I have a bunch of new models painted up and I want to field them list, right? So
Yeah.
that's all that was. And it was interesting because in spite of the non intentional thought of bringing a strong list, they still managed to hold objectives. They still managed to put up a good fight. And I won't say who won either way because
Don't say it yet. Don't
yeah,
spoil it.
yeah, I won't spoil it because it was a good match. It was a good fight, and both hitting hard. I will say that, like we're killing each other on
Yeah.
either side, so it was a nice match.
That's good. I think that Blood Angels, the +1 to wound when they charge is huge. Like
Yep.
it's so good. So good. So yeah. I'm looking forward to like their new codex or their new supplement at least.
And yeah, so for those of us who are just jumping on right now, later on in the stream, we'll be doing a giveaway. Pardo will be giving away some things.
I'll be giving away 2 intercessor squads.
And I got a Silent King here as well, so I'll throw that in with the giveaways. That'll be a little bit later on. You guys don't have to do anything special for that. Just stay on the stream, and then we'll instruct you later on. So I'm just grabbing some comments here from the chat. There was a question on Black Templars. So this is from Facebook. Dan Durrett says, thoughts on the potential of Black Templars in 9th?
I love Black Templars, so I just hope they get like a supplement at least. They much need it, I think, and just the background of the Black Templars is just so epic. I really hope they get something good out of it.
Yeah. With Black Templar, I don't have a whole lot of experience with them, fighting against them or fielding them. So I don't really have much to say about that. All I know is that, from what I understand, they also like close combat.
Yeah,
Therefore,
they do. They want to be in close combat.
Yeah.
So I think they reroll charges or something like that. They reroll charges, and I don't know what else they get because like same here. I don't play or field them a lot, or play against them a lot. So I really don't know actually how good they are. But you don't see them a lot, so don't think they're that good.
Okay, so Chris Longshot Delager says, did Pardo tell rule they have about getting caught cheating or forgetting person that has to use Helmet of Shame?
Oh yeah. So I don't know if you've watched our stuff, but every time we get something like wrong on one of our games, so as soon as you realize you have to wear this Helmet of Shame, which is like a death watch helmet. It's really hot when you put it on, so you have to wear it as soon as you make a mistake. And we realize of it, we have to go back. You wear that with the Helmet of Shame for a little while.
That's awesome. I love it. That's such a good idea.
It is.
Okay, so, hey Pardo, are you looking forward to sniff the Blood Angels Codex?
So yeah, that's something else I like. I like to smell the books, and everybody always comments with that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Space Wolf Codex actually, or the Space Wolf supplement, which is I think the next one coming, isn't it? So yeah. I'm really looking forward to that. I've recently finished a new Space Wolf army, so I'm really excited to get the book for that.
Here's a question here. Potential of buffing new Necrons. They are good now, but not close enough to Space Marines.
I think they're very good. I think the Codex is very well written. So to whoever has got something to do with that, I think it's a very good revamped Necron list, Necron Codex. I just think that what we used to use before for Necrons isn't as good as what we need to use now. I think people will feel like a lot of Necron, a lot of infantry on the table where they carry on coming up, and a couple of the new stuff. Like the old stuff we used to use, where Wraiths, Destroyers, they won't be seen on the table.
Yeah, from what I've seen, playing against Luca because he plays Necrons, it's they're strong. Yeah, they're and
I think they're good. Yeah,
that's typically the way it goes, right? Like the new stuff is strong. But it always seems like Space Marines is just they have that much more of an advantage all the time, though. So
always
that much more.
Yeah, and they've got so much stuff as well. It's like it doesn't matter what you play against, you can always field an army which can fight it off again, basically.
Here's a comment here from YouTube. What are your guys' opinions on the viability of orcs until their codex comes out, specifically versus new Marines and Necrons?
So I think orcs are in a very bad place at the moment. Very, very bad place. It's actually sad to see. But the only chance you have with orcs at the moment is, again, putting like 120 boys on the table and running forward and hoping for the best and having the big mech guns in the back just firing. Same old list, and just hope for the best, really. They're in a bad place at the moment.
So not competitive.
I don't think so. No, I don't think we'll see orcs competitively until that codex comes out.
Right. So I started a crusade campaign with Scary recently with Scarredcast, and it hasn't been posted yet. We're actually filming another 4 episodes of it tomorrow, and it's starting with 25 power. So just small combat patrols, and I'm playing orcs. He's playing Jukari or Yanari, and I'm playing orcs. And dude, it is so much fun. First off, playing crusade, but like playing orcs, I've always maintained, like, if I were to collect another Xenos armies, it'd be orcs, or if I were to play another army, it'd be orcs. And they're just so much fun. Oh my goodness, I have so much fun playing with them. And
it's so much fun. It is a lot of fun.
I'm tempted to like put it like officially as another army that I play, and not just for this campaign. You know, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, just because of how much fun they are.
They are fun. They're really fun. I've seen some lists going around where they're taking 3 gigantic squig-offs. I've seen them like in a couple of like big tournaments. So they're taking 3 of them. I don't know how many points it is, but I know 3 fit with a couple of extra stuff. It's really cool to see because you see 3 of them. But obviously, with so much terrain on the table now, you can hardly move. Mm-hmm. So it's a weird one.
So what's your thoughts on terrain and how, what it is now?
So I think they've done really well with terrain. I think it was something that was needed. I think we saw a lot of armies being able to like just blow things up or like table you or finish the game in like a turn, especially when you played things like Tau and other Guard and stuff like that. I think it's really well. The rules are really good for the game. I think they're not really well written. I think there's a lot of confusion of how you actually use them. But if you have the right amount of terrain on the table, it certainly gives a better game for yourself and obviously for your opponent. So thumbs up to terrain. I think you need more terrain than usual, than 8th edition, for example. But I think they've done a good job with the terrain rules.
I agree with that. Yeah, I'm enjoying the terrain, and I like how at the beginning of the game, before you set up your armies in deployment, you can look at a table and not think automatically, yep, I want this side, I want to deploy there. Because if you can, then that means the terrain wasn't properly set up.
Exactly.
Yeah, how it's an equal challenge on both sides. There's enough dense terrain, there's enough line of sight blocking, obscuring terrain, and everything in between. A good balance of everything. I think that adds a lot to the game, for sure.
For sure. Yeah, definitely.
So, people that are just joining, we're just discussing basically new armies and, kind of the game in general, really. So if you guys have any questions, which you have been posting, but this is more a pointed, deliberate. If you have any questions for Pardo or myself about the game or armies, now's the time to leave them, and we will do our best to answer as many as we can. Just grabbing a comment in the meantime. GW needs to bring back the old WA rule. Scarring an entire game store randomly was the best. Huh. Okay, so do you have any thoughts on pointed terrain like Tau tide walls?
So what do I think of those type of terrain?
Yeah.
I don't remember. What did the tide wall do? Did it give like +1 to your save or something? I don't remember what they did. Do they have any rules now?
No, for that one, when that came out years ago, I played against it one time,
It
and
was broken, wasn't it?
it was
It
like
was like,
stupid broken. Yeah, it was just
yeah.
like, no, okay, that's Tau shooting, of course. Like that's what I thought, right? I haven't played with it since, so I can't really answer.
I don't think it even has rules right now. So I don't know. It's you can always use it and just like that they've given you a bunch of like was it I would say keywords for you to like match up your terrain in whatever sense you want to play it. So yeah, I guess if you have it and want to play with it, just make up your rules and just play with them. If they don't have rules, if they have the rules, obviously stick with the rules.
So, what are your views on Thousand Suns?
Thousand Suns again. I think they're in a bad place.
Oh
Uh,
no.
so are we talking competitively or I guess, right?
Yeah, I guess it's just in general. There wasn't
I
a
think in general, yeah, I think like it's very difficult to play now. I think we used to see a lot of like character heavy lists where they used to buff and smite and mortal wound you off the table.
Mhm.
I think Magnus is too expensive, same as Morty, talking about the Chaos Primax.
Mhm.
I think they're far too expensive. They die too easily. And even now that they have 18 wounds, meaning that you can't even hide, basically. If you can see any more points, even if they're behind obscuring terrain, you can still fire at them.
Yeah.
So I think Thousand Suns is very difficult to play. I think it's an army that you need to be a good player to actually play and perform with it. And I think you just have to like spam the Terminators and Scarab and spam basically a lot of infantry for it to have a big punch. Yeah.
Will they ever come out with Primaris drop pods?
Interesting. I hope they don't, because that would be even more broken. I don't think Marines actually need that, especially with the whole like strategic reserve and all that, which you can use now, which you can bring things anything for into the table
Right.
at different board lengths and during the game. But we'll be in. I guess so. I guess like we're not going to see them right now because they're not in the codex, but maybe in a couple of years' time when we have another codex, it's something that we'll see. We have seen like the Predator get the Primaris Predator, which is now called the Gladiator. We've seen the Rhino get the Primaris version of it. So I guess we'll see a drop pod sooner or later. I
That's
actually used 2 drop pods yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What army?
with the Raven Guards. So I brought in 4 I brought in 4 units of multi melters into drop pods. Boom.
Who?
Alpha Strike turn 1 against Death Guard as well, and they just minced, man. They just minced. You get into half range as well when they come in, so they were doing like D6 plus 2 damage and anything. 2 shots each as well. They are very good.
Yeah. Dude, that'd be nuts. Yeah. And I guess so, because it's like, that cuts right through. They're disgustingly resilient, so you can't really do a whole lot about all of that.
Yeah, exactly. Here's 7 disgustingly resilient. You now need to say pass, no? So yeah, it hurts.
Okay. Crusade, best way to play 40k. Ninth, agree or disagree?
I like Crusades. I still think it needs a lot. I was a bit saddened by Crusade and how the book was written, especially the latest mini book they created with the expansion. I think there's so much more they could have done. But if you're playing like in a group of friends or in a smallish club, I think it's great. I think it's amazing. But I still think they could have worked with it much more. But yeah, I would give it like a 7 out of 10, I guess. But I think personally, I think I prefer matched play. But yeah, but Crusade is brilliant if you're playing like in a small group and stuff. It's amazing.
What would you do to make it better?
To make Crusade better, I think it just needs more. It needs more like stratagems. It needs to allow you to do more stuff and field whatever you like. There's restrictions even if in the book, of how you field stuff. Where for me, Crusade is like whatever you want to bring, you should be able to bring. Obviously, with a narrative to it if you're playing a campaign. So yeah, I just know I just feel like they could have done much better. Have you played? Have you been playing the Crusade rules, the specific ones?
Yes.
With the campaign?
With the campaign,
And you're enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it, yeah. And I'm not I've made one tweak to it, and
Okay.
for the purposes of showing the upgrades to the unit quicker in video episode format, we made it so we doubled the XP whenever you kill stuff.
Okay.
And because of that, you're able to see the upgrades faster.
Okay.
But other than that, everything else is the same, left as is. Upgrades are all from the book, and we're doing all the recommendations of how to do things, and we're even choosing the missions based on the narrative that the game previous has dictated. And so everything just is flowing really well and smooth. I think I understand the upgrade system and the reason why they did it that way, and I think it's because they have tailored it for longer campaign durations for people coming to their gaming clubs for like 6 months or whatever, right, or 3 months or whatever it is. In like shorter campaigns, like 10 episodes or 12 episodes, it's not as conducive to that, but that's easily mitigated with just some tweaks. And I'm liking the fact that the models on the table themselves are forging their own narrative. I don't have to apply my own narrative to it. Whatever happens to the game in the game itself is basically just telling me what's happening, and then I can direct it and I can give reasons for battles in the future for that. That's pretty cool. That's not something I'm used to.
Yeah, that's really cool, actually. Yeah, you don't have to think a lot. The narrative comes by itself, and then obviously you follow with what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Just going through, here is most improved units by way of new rules. So what are your thoughts?
Most improved by way of new rules. So anything that's come out new?
Yeah.
I think Space Marine Dreadnoughts with incorporated Duties Eternal, which -1 to the damage is huge.
That's
I don't
huge.
think we've spoken about it enough. I think it's something that we've just gone ahead and said, oh, they have -1 to damage, but when you're actually playing the game, it's huge.
It is huge.
It is huge. Obviously, characters in Space Marines not being able to buff themselves is also huge.
Yep.
Like I was playing with a Smash Captain a couple of days ago, and I went in. Obviously, I'm hitting on 2s because I've got this Relic Fist, and I rolled a couple of 1s to hit, and suddenly I was going to pick them up to re-roll those 1s, and I'm like, oh no, I can't re-roll those 1s anymore, and that's a big factor, which I think when more people start playing, they'll realize it's a massive change. What else? Repulsors not having the fly keyword is huge as well.
Yep.
Like where they can't fly just over any piece of terrain. And then moving on to the Necrons. I haven't been playing Necrons a lot. So I can't really say as much. I think I know a lot of things have been nerfed, like destroyers have been nerfed, wraiths have been nerfed. I played with wraiths the other day, and them not having the 3-up invulnerable save anymore, they've got the 4-up now, is massive. So sadly, I haven't been playing a lot of Necrons, so I can't really talk a lot about Necrons. I can mostly talk about Space Marines. So yeah, and obviously Firstborn having 2 wounds, things like Devastators now are a bit more worth it, especially when you can kit them out with multi-melters like I mentioned before. So yeah, I think there's a lot of good units.
So here's a comment that's unrelated to that.
Okay.
Somebody just said, is that Winter's international nemesis I see?
So yeah, I am. So I challenged Winters, I think it was 3 weeks ago.
Yep.
If you head over to the YouTube channel, there's a really cool challenge video I did where I step on his hat, you know, the little cap he always wears.
Yeah.
I step on it on my way out, and it's a really funny video, so you should check it out. And obviously I challenged him. He accepted me, and last week he came over. He's in UK, so it's direct flight from London down to Gibraltar. And we had an awesome weekend. So drinking, eating, drinking a bit too much. And then obviously we did the challenge video, which I won't spoil it. The challenge video is on as well. He brought his Tyranids, High Fleet Kraken, and I played with my Crimson Fists with the newly released Codex. So it's a really good game.
Cool. Yeah. Super cool dude. He gave me some possessed dice one time, and they did stuff in the studio. They were chaotically possessed, and it was
Wow.
great.
Yeah, Winters is great. He's a really nice guy.
So let's shift gears here for a moment, and let's do a chaos comment bomb.
Okay.
And for those of us who have not participated in a chaos comment bomb, this is what it is. I'm going to post a link to in the video chat there, which will bring it to a YouTube video. And what you'll need to do is go to that video and leave a comment. And the comment could be something like, Dave and Pardo say hi from the Shrine of Chaos. Or it could be, do the right thing in life, collect chaos, stop playing Tau, or whatever it is. And just as long as they know they've been chaos comment bombed, that's really the most important thing. Oh, and you might want to say this too. Say happy birthday, Aaron, because it is Aaron's
Birthday.
Yeah. So I'm just going to post it a bunch of times. I'll spam the link so it's unquestionable where it is. And that's what you do. And so what I like to do is I like to just pull the video out and see the updated comments in real time because it's fun. The goal here is to explode his phone because we're hoping that all the new notifications are attached to his phone. So if we can do that, then it's fantastic. So Uncle Adam, Tabletop Minions, he kind of set the precedent there because he's the guy where it was on the back of his toilet. The phone was when he was in the shower, and he was chaos comment bombed, and it vibrated, and it like fell off the toilet, and he wasn't sure what was going on, and so that's the goal. That's what we want to do. And it was his birthday yesterday, so Cool Guys Nation, he made a video, Beginner's Guide to Warhammer 9th Edition. You Suck at Painting, Part 2, and he's just making a parody type of video, which is funny, about painting your models in 9th edition. He doesn't know that we're doing this, so his reaction will be good. And it's something good to do before we do the giveaways. It's kind of like, way of giving back and so forth. All right, I'll give you guys a moment to do that. Here's one more time if you missed the link, for those who are asking for it. Just click on that. Click on that link for that YouTube video in the chat. And then now on to the giveaway, or giveaways, plural. So Pardo, would you like to do the honors of going first? Are you giving them both away together, or one separately, or separate from each other?
What do you think?
For decisions like this, what I do is I roll a die, and on a 4-up, I go with both separate. So that's what I think. If you have a die on hand, for any important life decision, that's what I like to do.
Okay, so where do I have to select it? I can't open it.
Okay, so what we'll do, if you're cool with it, is and this is, I'll just say it so everyone knows, there's going to be a keyword that you need to leave in the comment, in the chat. And type this keyword, and that'll indicate to us that you want this prize mailed to you should you be the winner. And I'm going to just, quite simply, with my mouse wheel, scroll up and down, and wherever the cursor lands is the winner. It's very analog. There's no special way of doing this. And then I'll send you the info.
You can do it for me as well. You just do it twice.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
You can just do it twice.
All right. So for the first group of intercessors, what should the keyword be that people type in? For the first one?
Let's put Pedro, because my chapter master is Pedro Canto. So just put Pedro.
Okay.
Pedro.
So type in the word Pedro, and you will indicate to us that you will like to receive a box of intercessors. Should the mouse wheel land on you, we'll give you guys a moment to do that as the delay catches up, because there's
Yeah.
a good 10 to 15 second delay here. Person. Somebody typed in person, not Pedro. I say Pedro. I heard you say Pedro. And
Pedro.
I think your way is the right way of saying it.
Pedro Canto.
My way is the accented way of saying it.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that's enough time for
Okay.
the first one. So I'm going to randomly scroll here. Up, down, up, down, up, down. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Kazkai. So that's Kazkai. Congratulations. That's on Twitch. That's a Twitch viewer.
Congratulations.
Kazkai. So let's do intercessors. And that's on Twitch. All right, so here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to open up Twitch. I like to just send a whisper just so it's like done right away.
Yeah.
Because they're, I don't know.
All right, let's mute that. All right, whisper. Kazkai. And I'll say hi. I've sent you, okay, so Kazkai, sent you a whisper on Twitch. You are, all you got to do is just message me back. Whisper back to me at your shipping address. So is there anywhere in the world where you won't send out packages? No?
I'll send it anywhere.
Anywhere, okay, perfect. Okay,
And then
so
we've got the second one now.
all right, number 2. All right, new keyword. What should the keyword be?
Let's put rock. So Rock of Gibraltar. So just rock.
Nice.
ROCK.
Yes, even Antarctica. Define everywhere in the world.
It's everywhere. Probably take much longer for places like that, but I'll send it to Antarctica if I need to.
Yeah, give you guys a few moments to catch up there. So what's the weather like over in Gibraltar?
It's quite hot. It actually rained a bit this morning, but it's normally hot like all year round. Like
Really?
It's really nice weather. So yeah, we're in the coast of Spain, so Mediterranean weather basically.
Wow.
It rained a bit today, but it was still like t-shirt. I was in t-shirt all day because it was hot.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay. So you have typed that in, and we're gonna go, and it's gonna be a 1, a 2, and a 3, and the winner is Chris Wiggy.
Okay.
Congratulations,
That's a cool name.
Chris Wiggy. So for Chris Wiggy, what you'll need to do is send an email to support@miniwargaming.com, and that's how you claim your prize. Message us, support@miniwargaming.com, and let us know that you're the winner of these intercessors given out by SN Battle Reports. Chris Wiggy is what I said, right?
Yeah, Chris Wiggy. I like that name.
Okay. Intercessors. When you email us, make sure to include your shipping address.
Yes, please.
So that was on YouTube. Okay. And now for the last one. For the Silent King. This
Ooh,
is Silent
so
King.
cool. Such a cool model.
Yeah, fantastic. Just how, like, it's massive. Like, it's honestly like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think the size is on the back, right? Isn't
Yeah.
the proper size on the back? That's the proper size.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
That's how big it is. It's huge.
It's like bigger than a Primark because it's fatter. It's like, yeah, you know what I mean. It's 3 minis. Okay, so that's it. Silent King. Okay, for this one, the keyword is going to be king, K-I-N-G. Let's just do that. Type in the word king, and you'll be entered, or you'll indicate to us that you want to have this mailed to you. All right, let's see. Silent King. I'll just start that. King, 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 king. Somebody put King Kong. All right, so I think that's a good amount of time. So let's 3, 2, 1. Dylan Clifford on Facebook. Dylan Clifford. Okay, so what you need to do, Dylan Clifford, is send Mini Wargaming Facebook page a message. So don't go to the Facebook group. Don't go to Mini Wargamer Dave Facebook page. Go to the Mini Wargaming Facebook page. Message us there and let us know that you are the winner of the Silent King and provide your shipping address. And we will ship that out to you. And so that is the giveaway portion of the Shrine of Chaos. So congratulations to all of the winners. I'm just going to double check here. See your Twitch. Awesome. So Kazkai, perfect. That's a good response there. Excellent. So before we go here, Pardo, is there anything, how do people find you? Where's the best place for them to go to look at your stuff?
So basically, I think where we're posting the most is YouTube. So SM Barry Reports on YouTube. We've also got obviously social media, so Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and then we've got our own website where you can find both video style Barry Reports and classic style, which is smbarryreports.com.
And you have a Patreon too, yes?
We have a Patreon too, yeah.
And so that's the best way for people to support you directly?
Yeah, that's the best way.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
and do you sell merch? Or you got t-shirts and stuff?
yeah, we do, but we're revamping the website at the moment. So the new website starts on the 1st of November. So at the moment, things like the merchandise page are shut down because we're revamping everything. So on the 1st of November, we've got all the t-shirts back, dice back, and all that stuff.
Okay, it's very soon then.
Very soon, yeah. A couple of weeks.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, guys, for tuning in, and thank you, Pardo, for joining us today in the Shrine of Chaos.
No problem. My pleasure.
You play enough Chaos Armies that you're certainly always welcome back in the Shrine of Chaos.
Awesome.
Which I believe constitutes every single army. So especially the Khorne. So yeah, that's my personal favorite.
So,
any last thoughts before we go?
No, just thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure and awesome to be here. So
okay,
really cool.
Awesome. Thank you. And guys, next week, 1 p.m. Eastern time, Shrine of Chaos. Tune in for the live stream. Also, if you're listening to this on the podcast, then you can just listen to the next episode once it's posted. So thank you very much, guys. Happy wargaming, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
And this is where we do another giveaway, because a lot of people leave because people come for the giveaway. So this is where the loyal followers get access to the additional giveaway that is not advertised. So we're going to give something else away, Pardo. Just really quick. I love doing this because every single time a certain amount of people leave.
And they miss out.
So now I remember you mentioned messaging me, and you have a time constraint. So if you have to leave, that is totally cool. If you have a couple more minutes, then you're...
No, I've got a couple of minutes. That's fine.
Okay. So... Yes, here we go. This is especially for you, viewers. It's going to be another Necron model.
Wow.
Yeah.
My favorite from the range.
It's the Shard of the Void Dragon. We're going to be giving this
cool.
away as well, because you guys are awesome. Thank you very much for sticking around. I like doing that. And here's the funny part. The people that leave early, they never know this happens. They just don't know. Right?
That's true.
It's like a Marvel movie with an end credit scene. It's just, why would you not stay? Don't you know? It happens every time. So Here we go. What should the keyword be?
I think it has to be either dragon or void. I think
like
dragon is cool. I like dragon,
Dragon.
right?
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hands down, 100%. No hesitation. Dragon. Sounds
It's
great.
such a cool model. I think that's the best model in the range that's come out. Everything's so cool, but that one is just my favorite. I think it's really cool. Problem is, it's so much bigger than the other Catans. He's like the other Catans is so small and old, and this one's like huge. It's so cool. The model's amazing.
That's the scale. That's the ratio right there. So yeah, that's a tall model, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang. Cool. Such a cool looking model. All right, so let's see who it is. We're gonna land on. Let's see. 3, 2, 1. D Nexus K. Congratulations. Excuse me. I don't have a cold. That was a bit of dust. D Nexus K on Twitch. Thank you very much. Now I recognize D Nexus K because D Nexus K has been on the shrine for many years as a viewer. So that's what you get for tuning in for all this time. So just send me a whisper on Twitch with your shipping address, DNexusK, and we'll have this shipped out to you. All right. So now for a real close, a hard close. Thanks again, guys, and thank you, Pardo, for joining us today. And